welcome to our daily culture magazine here on I-24 News. I'm Oded Grober. Thank you so much for joining us. Today on our show, we'll host Maor Zagouri, the creator of the hit Israeli show, the Zagouri Empire. Bob Dylan's Like a Rolling Stone is still breaking records. And celebrating the Democratic Republic of the Congo's Independence Day through music. The Zagouri Empire is a hit show on Israeli television that tells the story of a large Moroccan family dealing with their disparities and difficult relationships. Maor Zagouri, a successful playwright, is the creator of the series, and I'm very happy to have him here in the studio. Thanks for coming in, Mo.
My pleasure.
So I'm eager to hear from you, but before that, let's watch a short story by David Gombin about your series.
With over 10 million downloads on various video platforms, the Zagouri Empire has broken a record in Israel. The exploits of Aviel Zagouri and his family are captivating Israelis around the country.
הסתבכתי עם עבריינים בעסקי פרוטקשן. אני, עם הפאקינג מאפיה. אני אראה לכם מה זה איומים.
The story begins with this young soldier who returns home after 8 years of absence. Inspired by the myth of Oedipus, the story takes place in the town of Beersheba in southern Israel. After the death of the grandfather, the family of 10 is torn apart by a curse. While the young Aviel maintains an almost incestuous relationship with his mother, his sister takes the side of the father. To counter the curse, Aviel decides to revive the legendary falafel stand that he inherited from his grandfather, pushing him into direct competition with his father, who also owns a falafel place right across from him. The camera captures the landscape of the isolated city, a breathtaking narrative, and the dialogue combines slang with some of the superstitions of Moroccan background. Alongside well-known Israeli actors such as the veteran actor Moshe Ivgi and the heartthrob Oz Zeavi, the series casts newcomer Henam Zalem and gives a leading role to pop star Ninette Tayev. Commercially, this series is a hit, but the show did receive some negative criticism, accused of portraying Moroccans in a stereotypical way without showing the beauty and warmth of the Moroccan Jewish culture. The creator of the series, Maor Zagouri, comes from the world of theater, where he has already earned a name for himself. After writing 11 plays, he's trying his hand at television with great success. The first season of Zagouri Empire is barely over, and the second is already slated for the autumn of 2014.
Mo, so as we've heard, you were coming from the world of theater now to television. I'm curious about that transition. How'd you do that transition? Why did you do that transition?
Many people ask me this question, but from my experience, it's almost the same. Basically, the whole mission is how to tell a story.
Right.
And there's something about the experience that I got from theater that was really helpful.
So it was a natural transition for you?
It was a natural transition. First of all, I just like in the theater that I create, I tried to put some cinema elements in it. So in the TV show, I tried to put some theater elements in it in order to.
Although Israeli television is mostly commercial in the sense that we hear about the golden age of television in the United States with some wonderful shows, but in Israel we're still it's mostly a commercial medium. Did you try to bring some how should I put it, quality elements from the world of theater into TV?
I wouldn't call it quality elements because what I was trying to do in order to give the story, which has it has an upper level, I try to give it more depth that will bring bringing the story out, which will help bringing the story out, such as Oedipus, trying to take some elements from Greek tragedies and bringing it into modern Moroccan family.
And you put it up front, you know, the show starts with Oedipus, by telling the story of Oedipus. Usually not the stuff that hits are made of on current TV, but this show definitely became a hit. How do you explain that?
I know. I believe that once you put in mind that this is not the stuff hits are made of, you're making a sin.
Well, Oedipus became a big hit. Yeah, we remember him for a reason, and we talk about it for a reason. But still, usually it's not what you see up front. Maybe, you know, it is in the subtext, but you put it out there very blatantly. Were you afraid that it might turn people away?
I got a Google alert saying that a search for Oedipus has risen up in the past few months. So
you can take credit for that.
I take credit for it. So many people, many teenagers that you would say it's not their cup of tea, now searching for what is Oedipus and trying to understand it in reference to the show.
Right. Now, we've also heard a lot of criticism, though, about the show. You've been asked about it time and again, but I will ask you again, sorry about that, that the show uses kind of stereotypical characters for a Moroccan family.
In Israel?
Yeah.
First of all, it's a show about my family. I'm Moroccan. I didn't use any stereotypical elements in creating the show or the characters, because my idea was telling my story, and I also gave it my name, my last name. You know,
certainly did.
You can't really blame Seinfeld for I don't know, for presenting all American Jews in a certain way. You know, that's his family.
We can thank him for it.
Yeah, actually, yeah, we should thank him for it.
He got his.
It's the story of the family can work in any country. It's a basic family story about leaving the family and trying to come back home. It doesn't matter that it happens in an Israeli or Moroccan or whatever family.
Right. So the involvement of rabbis and witchcraft, these are things that you know from your family.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can tell you dozens of stories about my family, and most of the things, I think 99% of the stories of witchcraft, which like you call them, that are presented in the show are really happened.
Taken from life.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm really proud of it. It's part of my family. You know, every culture has its superstitious background. So this is mine.
Now, I'm curious, how do you think that the Mizrahi background is dealt with in Israel? Because it has seen different ways of being presented on Israeli television, Israeli culture in general over the last few years. Do you think that nowadays it's getting a different kind of representation than it used to?
Yeah, I think, I mean, if you would imagine, I'll give you an example. If you would imagine the United States 40 years ago, you wouldn't think that most of what's American culture is today would be what you would call black culture. You know, the music, the movies.
Sports.
Exactly. So I think there's something about the third generation of immigrants who came to Israel. Third generation who is now free from I don't know, from any cups or racism they used to be caught in. So now creators that are Mizrahi can actually do what they want and bring their creations into mainstream, into television.
Certainly. Last question. In the last 5 years, you've written 11 plays, created a hit TV show. Are you trying to make everyone else look bad? How about taking some time off?
I don't know. It's you know, the price is high, but I gave myself a goal after I went to acting school, and once I finished acting school, I said I want to do everything. So I sacrificed basically anything else, and I gave all my time to do what I love and to create.
Well, the result is wonderful and very successful. Maor Zagouri, thank you so much.
Food for successful. Thank you.
Almost 50 years after its recording, the original 4-page draft of Bob Dylan's lyrics to Like a Rolling Stone fetched a record $2 million at an auction last week. So how did one song become so iconic? Amit Kling takes a look.
Bob Dylan's lyrics to Like a Rolling Stone tell the story of a vagabond, a complete unknown with no direction home. Today, almost 50 years after its recording, a final draft of the lyrics, written on 4 pages of hotel stationery, fetched a record price of $2 million at an auction. Sandwiched in between those two reference points is almost the entirety of Dylan's epic career and his rise from struggling Greenwich Village songwriter to an often reluctant icon of modern music. A thin layer of irony surrounds the major financial success that was built upon a beatnik-like mentality. The first single off Highway 61 Revisited, it saw Dylan move away from his folk roots and adopt a loud rock sound. A live performance of Like a Rolling Stone also gave birth to an anecdote that symbolized that transition. In 1966, at a concert in Manchester, an audience member shouted Judas at Dylan, hinting at his so-called betrayal of his music roots. Dylan, never at loss for words, retorted, "I don't believe you, you're a liar."
Nobody's ever taught you how to live out on the street, and now you're gonna have to get used to it.
The song had an earthquake-like impact cited by Dylan's contemporaries, such as Frank Zappa, Paul McCartney, and a then teenaged Bruce Springsteen, who went on to echo it in his own music. It was famously covered by a wide variety of mainstream rock acts, from Jimi Hendrix to Green Day, or edgier bands such as the Patti Smith Group and the Drive-By Truckers. But covers were also recorded by pop acts such as Cher or the Four Seasons, who were perhaps hoping that some of the song's credibility as a major rock anthem will rub off on them. So Dylan went on to an illustrious career. Like a Rolling Stone remains for many his signature song. Its legacy is undoubted. It appeared on endless best-of lists, and even today it remains a staple of his concerts, even if the ever-mercurial Dylan insists on playing a version drastically different than the one audiences remember from the album.
In just a moment, we'll hear all about the Congo's Independence Day musical celebrations, but first a few cultural events from around the world.
The festival at the summer alpine lake and beachside setting at Sierra in the Alps has a lineup which includes more than 40 acts. Several art forms are programmed like live painting, balloon modeling, abstract creations, and videos. The festival also offers many fun activities for the whole family and support a sustainable development policy for all its activities. Weekend at the Edge of the Lake Festival takes place from Friday the 27th to Sunday the 29th of June. Shai Silverman's Eternal Afternoon app offers a display of personal visions and feelings expressed through images and viewpoints appropriated from others. He assembles parts of existing images to create a new reality of inherently nostalgic qualities, making use of materials from illustrated books, magazines, encyclopedias, and vintage periodicals, and sometimes anonymous photographers decorated with past memories, scents, and inner histories marked by the passage of time. The exhibit will take place at Barrio High 7th until the 19th of July. Magda Dani's gallery exhibits Futura's introspective, documenting the pioneering work in street art over the years of the graffiti legend Futura. The exhibition showcases the New York artist's unique post-graffiti interpretation of abstract expressionism through a selection of new work. The exhibition will take place until July the 26th at the Magda Dani's Gallery, 78 Rue Amelot in Paris.
And now Daniel Campos is here, and hello to you, Daniel.
Hello, Odette. Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. Today you're gonna take us all the way to the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
June 30th, 1960, a historical date. Finally, the people of the Congo received their independence from Belgium from years of horrible colonialism from the time of King Leopold II. And, they finally acquired their independence in 1960.
And since then, it's been all just roses and teddy bears.
Yeah, that's actually we're going to talk about Baloji. He's a Belgian Congolese musician, and he actually took a very famous anthem of independence and turned it into a parody about where the situation of the country is after 54 years. Maybe we can have a look at that.
All right, so let's take a quick look and come back and hear a little bit more from you. Justice sank underwater. Public money was stolen. It's not really celebrating, is he?
Well, yeah, that's the sad story of the Congo. Right, the day after independence, the country was already in the beginning of turmoil. Their first democratically elected prime minister was killed by General Mobutu, backed by the CIA and the former colonial power of Belgium. Very sad, tragic story. We can say about the Congo, we can say the only thing that the Congo gave to the world, which we didn't steal, is the music. They gave the music to the world with joy. We took minerals, gold, and many other things from the Congo.
Well, at least they still have some humor about it, so that's nice. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Odette.
Thank you at home for watching us today. Please join us again tomorrow for a whole new edition of Culture. We'll be here.